मिमदो पुरः यत्पुरुषेण हविषा देवा वदन्तो अस्याधीराजम् ग्रीष्म इद्मः शरद्धविः सप्तस्यादन्वरिदयः सप्तः समिदः कृताः देवा यज्ञम् तन्वानाः अवन्नन् पुरुषम् वशुम् तयज्ञम् बर्हिषि प्रोक्षन् पुरुषम् जातमग्रदः तेन देवा अयजन्त साध्याहृदयश्च ये तस्माज्जज्ञात् सर्वभूतः सम्प्रदम् वृषधाजम् पशुस्ताशक्रे वायव्यान् आरण्याग्राम्याश्च ये तस्माज्जज्ञात् सर्वभूतः ऋषः सामानि जग्निरे छन्दागुम् निजग्निरे तस्माद् यजुस्तस्मादजायत तस्मादश्वा अजायन्त ये गेजो भयादलः गावो हजग्निरे तस्माज्जाला जावयः यत्पुरुषम् यधरुः कलिधा व्यकल्पयन् मुखम् किमस्य गौभावो गावोरुबाला उच्येते ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यः कृतः ऊरुदलस्य यद्वेष्यः पद्भ्यागुम् शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षुः सूर्यो अजायत मुखानिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरजायत नाभ्या आदिरन्तरिक्षम् शीर्ष्णौ द्यौ समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्दिशाश्रोत्राद् तथा लोकागुम् न कल्पयन् वेदाहमेदम् पुरुषम् महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णम् तमसस्तु भारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचित्य धीरः नामानि कृत्वा विवदन्यदास्ते धाता पुरस्त्याजमुदाजहार शक्रः प्रविद्वान् परिशश्च दष्टः तमेवम् विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि व्रतमान्यासन् ते हनागम् महिमानसचन्दे यत्तपूर्वे साध्यासन्ति देवाः अभ्यः सम्भूतः पृथिव्या मनः समवत्तधाधि तस्यादुष्टा विदधा ध्रुवमेधि तत्पुरुषस्य विश्वमाजानमग्रे वेदाहमेदम् पुरुषम् महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णम् तमसः परस्तात् तमेवम् विद्वान् अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पन्था विद्यते यदाय प्रजापतिश्चरति गर्भे अन्धः अजायामानो बहुधा विजायते तस्य धीराः परिजानन्ति योनिम् परीचीनाम् वदमिच्छन्ति भेदसः यो देवेभ्यादपति यो देवानाम् पुरोहितः पूर्वो यो देवेभ्यो जातः नमो रुच्याय ब्राह्मये ऋषन् रामम् जनयन्तः देवा अग्रे तदा ब्रुवन् यस्त्वेवम् ब्राह्मणो विद्यात् तस्य देवा सन्वशे क्रीस्तते लक्ष्मीस्तपज्ञो अहोरात्रे भाष्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपम् अश्विनो व्यातम् इष्टम् मनिजान अवम् मनिजान सर्वम् मनिजान तच्चेयोरावृणीमहे गाद्वे यज्ञाय गाद्वे यज्ञपदये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वञ्जिगा ध्रुवेशजन् शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शञ्जदुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः नगर्मनग्न प्रजया धने राजागैरेग अमृतद्वमानशो परेण नागम् निहितम् गुहाया विभ्राजते तद्यतयो विशन्ति वेदान्त विज्ञान सुनिश्चित्तात्ता संज्ञात योग तयत्ता शुद्धत्सत्त्वा ते ब्रह्मलोके दोबलान्तकाला बलामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे दह्रं विभावं वरमेल्मभूतं जित्पुण्डरीकं पुनवंसगस्तं तत्राभिरह्रं गगनं विशोकस्तस्मिन् यदत्तस्तदुपसिद्धदिव्यं यो वेदाद्यो स्वरः प्रोक्तो वेदान्तच्च प्रतिष्ठितः तस्य प्रतिलीनस्य यः परसा महेश्वरः पुरुषस्य विद्मस्य श्राव्यस्य महादेवस्य धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो नन्दिः प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे चक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो नन्दिः प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महासेनाय धीमहि तन्नः षण्मुखः प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे सुवर्णवक्षाय धीमहि तन्नो गरुडः प्रचोदयात् वेदात्मनाय विद्महे हिरण्यगर्भाय धीमहि तन्नो ब्रह्म प्रचोदयात् नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णु प्रचोदयात् वज्रनखाय विद्महे दिष्णकृद्दिष्ट्राय धीमहि तन्नो नारदिगुम्नः प्रचोदयात् भास्कराय विद्महे माज्युलिगराय धीमहि तन्नो आदित्यः प्रचोदयात् वैश्वानराय विद्महे लालीलाय धीमहि तन्नो अग्निः प्रचोदयात् कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गिः प्रचोदयात् ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात् सस्तवरमा देवी शलमूला जलाङ्गुला सर्वगुम्मरलुमेवावं दुर्वारुस्वप्ननाशनी काण्डात् भरोहन्ति वरुषः परुषः परि एवानो दुर्वे व्रतनुसस्रेण जलेन च या जलेन व्रतनोषि सहस्रेण विरोहसि तस्यासे देविष्टके विधिमा हविषा वयम् अश्वाग्रादे रथग्रादे विष्णुग्रादे वसुन्धरा शिरसा धारयिष्यामि रक्षस्व मां पदे पदे अत्रिना त्वाग्निमे हन्मि कण्वेन जमदग्निना विश्वावसो ब्रह्मणा हतः किमेनागं राजा अप्येषा सपतिर्हतः अदो मादादो विदा अदो स्थूरा अदो क्षुद्रः अदो कृष्ण अदो श्वेतः अदो आसादिगा हताः आहरावध्या श्रुतस्य हविषो यदा तत्सत्यं यथमयमस्य शम्भयो आददामि ददाहिद्धत् कन्फन्मृषि स्वस्तिः प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
शिवजी महादेवा देवा शिवजी महादेवा शांति प्रेम सद्गुरुनाथा शिरडी वासा देवा शिरडी वासा शिरडी महादेवा देवा शिरडी महादेवा शिरडी के साईनाथ सद्गुरुनाथा सद्गुरुदेवा शिरडी के साईनाथ सद्गुरुनाथा शिरडी के साईनाथ सद्गुरुदेवा Shri Mahadev
of our Divine Lord, Bhagavan Sri Satyasada, loving Sairams, respected elders, brothers and sisters. It's so good to see familiar faces after such a long time. I know it's a bit uncomfortable due to the COVID protocols, but I'd like to relate a story that I personally experienced with regards to comfort. In 2009, when we went to Prashanti, when we went to the accommodation office and we asked for a room, the uncle behind the counter, they said, okay, fine, you in certain shed number. And then, like true typical South Africans, we try to bargain with him and say, listen, I've got children, uncle, and they're small, and how you expect us to stay in the shed, there's communal toilets, etc. And he said something that really, really struck me. And he says, you South Africans think when you come here, you come for the comfort rather than the comforter. So Swami is the comforter. So when we come to him, we shouldn't worry about the air condition, the seating, and how we're going to worry about our own comforts. Rather than come and take his blessings, come and worship him. So that we should forget about our own personal needs and make sure that we're there every single time there's a satsang or an activity in the organization. This morning's bhajan was rendered by the Heaven Science Center. Thank you very much for that. It was really, really inspiring, and we could feel the vibrations. Also a reminder that due to the restricted numbers, we will be live streaming all Sunday morning sessions. So the links for the other sessions from next week will be sent out to everybody, so please can you disseminate that. So brothers and sisters, I'm sure you have been hearing that this year the theme is the 4 F's, which is follow the master, face the devil, fight till the end, and finish the game. So this is centered around individual transformation. And during the course of this year, emphasis is going to be placed on our spiritual transformation based on the words of our master, our dear Lord Bhagavan. Swami says that transformation is the mark of true devotion. And I will quote an extract from the Divine Dasara Discourse in Prashanti Nilayam on 2nd of October 1987, and I quote, "Good thoughts, good words, good actions are absent today. How then do you expect the divine to fulfill your desires? Men are behaving in a manner worse than that of animals. How can they be called human at all? Perpetually, they are concerned about wealth, family, and children. They hardly think of God. They are fleeting moments of devotion, but these are more demonstrative than genuine expressions of faith in God. Such artificial expressions of devotion serve only to confirm the atheists in their belief. Unless faith in God expresses itself in godly life, it is sheer hypocrisy. I do not want to know that you have listened to my discourse as well. I want to know that you have thoroughly transformed yourselves. It is such transformation that is the mark of true devotion. If the ground is not wet, what is the use of saying there has been a heavy downpour? Those who claim to be devotees should show their actions some evidence of their faith. They must truly live up to their profession. Sai Ram is words, and dishonesty is thoughts in brazen deception. Sai Ram must emanate from the depth of one's being. Whether in the Saha organization or elsewhere, there must be sincerity and unity of thought, word, and deed. Develop fraternal feelings towards all. Differences of opinion can be resolved by compromise. If egotistic pride is given up, all difficulties can be overcome. From today, make a bonfire of your ignorance and egoism and develop love in your hearts. Live up to Swami's teachings as far as possible and thereby redeem your lives. Brothers and sisters, these are indeed profound statements from our Lord. And all of us could say that, we say saram to each other and we truly mean it. But here in the organization, we all know that unfortunately, when we wear the whites, we become sly devotees, and when we are in our normal plain clothes, we then become normal people in society, forgetting all the values that we have. And more especially when it comes to centers. We lovingly serve people that we don't even know. We lovingly do all the hard work and we go out and serve. But yes, we harbor ill feelings and we form cliques and we do not embrace everybody that comes to our center and organization. That's something that we need to put right very, very quickly before we go out there and really serve the Lord. A united family, a happy family, is a family that will stick together and participate in all activities. So the announcements are as follows. Thank you to all the servants that braved the early morning travel to the Bergville Seva. The Grammar Seva was truly a success in the fact that there was unity and service done to all. We must always remember that the beneficiaries of the Seva is us, because Swami can take care of everybody if he wants to. But the whole process of how we get to conduct the Seva or the satsangs or anything that we do in the organization is what counts. On the devotion wing, the morning sadhana continues from 5:30 a.m. That is your own personal sadhana that you need to do at home. Avan was conducted at 7 a.m. by the Evenside Sai Center. And group devotional singing will commence on Sundays here from 7:15, based on the roster that was given out to all the center presidents. Just a reminder again that these sessions will be live streamed. So if you have not had the opportunity to come to the ashram, then you can live stream out via YouTube. From the Seva side, we need to continue with the Go Green activities. And reminder as per the last week's announcement that the Ambo Seva is coming up shortly, and all of you all will be reminded of what activities need to take. Bal Vikas has commenced on Fridays, and also a reminder of the sadhana camps that's going to be taking place. With that, I wish you all a joyful week ahead, and may Swami bless and keep you all safe. Jai Sam.
Especially during the teenage years and the young adult phase, we all seem to behave like stickers. When we stick to someone, we are unable to pull ourselves off. And when we actually try to pull ourselves off, we are ripped apart and we find that a part of us stays with them. And if the binding and if the attachment was very, very deep, we are ripped apart so badly that we lose our binding surface. We are unable to seek company, we are unable to seek relationships ever again in our life.
When it comes to relationships in our life, stickers. When we stick to someone, we are unable to pull ourselves off. And when we actually try to pull ourselves off, we are ripped apart and we find that a part of us stays with them. And if the binding and if the attachment was very, very deep, we are ripped apart so badly that we lose our binding surface. We are unable to seek company, we are unable to seek relationships ever again in our life. With a little maturity and wisdom, possibly we are able to transform ourselves from stickers into post-it notes. We can stick to different people over and over again without getting unduly attached. However, we need to remember that even a post-it note has only a certain lifespan. Like all of us, can't keep sticking to everyone every time, or soon the glue there also will be lost. As far as my memory goes deep into my childhood, I remember myself as being a person who would get very easily attached. Can you believe it? I have almost all the hundreds of cards that I've ever received from anyone on my birthdays and other special occasions all my life. And being a Cancerian by birth, it didn't help. The sensitive nature and the attachment nature only got enhanced. When we go out of our way and do nice things for different people, that is love till then. But what happens is, even as I do that, I expect them also to do the same to me
in similar situations. That expectation is what makes love into attachment. That expectation I had with all my friends, my family, everyone. And so many times I was disappointed. The burden or the load of expectation is so heavy that you can never feel light. And as I said, especially during the young years, this is what happens. Just like an alcohol addict turns to more alcohol in order to wash away his troubles, I went back to these same friends whom I considered as very close to me to solve my attachment problems. All the advice that I ever received was, come on Arvind, you can't be so attached. Come on Arvind, buck up. Life is not about all this. Focus on something else. Let me tell you a lovely story that I heard. It is the story of a little boy who did not have the left hand. This little boy was from China and his name was Wei Wong. All his friends were going to learn Kung Fu. He also wanted to learn Kung Fu. But then all his friends mocked him. They teased him, you don't have one hand. This was the taunt that he heard all his childhood, and he was so frustrated till he met the master. The master came and told him, would you like to win the next year's Kung Fu championship? Master, forget winning the championship. If I can just learn Kung Fu, I'll be grateful to you. And the master said, report tomorrow morning onwards and I will teach you Kung Fu. Now every day the master would give some basic routines to keep doing again and again throughout days, weeks and months. Half a year had passed and Wei Wong felt that he knew none of the super fantastic Kung Fu moves. Wei Wong was disheartened and he thought that his master had actually taken him for a ride. That is when the master called him and said, Wei Wong, here is one attacking technique that I will teach you that will be enough for you to win this tournament. At the end of 1 week, he stood on that podium receiving the champion's medal. And that is when he realized the genius of his master. The one attacking move that the master had taught him, Wei Wong could use to defeat all his opponents, because the only known defense against that move involved holding his left hand. And since Wei Wong didn't have his left hand, nobody could counter that move of Wei Wong. This is what a master does, you know. A master takes your greatest weakness and converts it into your greatest strength. And that is exactly what Swami did to me when it came to attachment as well. This incident happened when I was a student in the Vrindavan campus of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. I decided to write a letter to Swami asking him to take care of me and give me some solace. Now that year, I was supposed to receive the championship shield from Bhagwan during the prize distribution, which happens around the 14th or 15th of January, Shankranti. But I was not looking forward to that as much as I was looking forward to giving this letter to Swami. I was telling Swami, Swami, please, even if you don't give me that shield, give me a shield that will protect me from all these attachments. I'm getting ripped apart, Swami. I go to bed crying, Swami. Please, I don't want to shed any more such tears. So I don't care if you don't give me the prize shield. Give me this shield against attachment. That was what was the content of the letter as well. On the prize distribution day, when we went to Swami to receive the shield from him, I tried my best to offer this letter to him. To my horror, Swami just looked at me and very casually told me to just keep it. Didn't take the letter from me, gave me the shield. And guess what? I returned back to my place sad because I felt I had received the wrong shield. The next day we all returned to Vrindavan and I felt that I would have to face this problem for another 3 months before I could see Swami, because you know the Vrindavan campus is in Bangalore, more than 100 kilometers away from Prashanthi Nilayam. That first night in Bangalore, I received a call to the warden's office. When I went to the warden's office, the warden told me, Arvind, Swami wants security at Trai Vrindavan. Swami has selected you as one of the boys who will sleep every night in his own residence in Trai Vrindavan. You will have to go to Trai Vrindavan every night at 8 o'clock and then you will return to the hostel every morning at 5. Are you okay with that? Okay with that? I was just thrilled. I nodded and I said, yes, sir. And even as I started walking back to my room, I had tears in my eyes because I felt how beautifully Swami had understood me and given me protection. You know, Swami has planned the whole day for the students in his hostels and colleges in such a manner that we don't have even a little bit of free time. However, every night for 1.5 hours when we are supposed to study, there would be teachers going on rounds to ensure that we are studying. But still, you know, we hoodwink them and talk to each other, chit chat, and we would think that we are being cool, you know. Being cool, I was also being a fool, because this was the time when my attachments were developing. And you know what Swami did in one move? He ensured that I am in his own residence, so close to him. And that time, instead of thinking of my friends, I would spend thinking of Swami. My attachment to Swami grew. I got so attached to Swami. I began to get dreams of Swami. I began to hear him from within. And it was such a beautiful experience which continues to this day. And that is the master stroke that my master did. All my life people told me that attachment is your weakness, Arvind. Attachment is your weakness. Get rid of attachment. Get rid of attachment. I used to go mad listening to that. And here comes Swami and he tells me, Arvind, attachment is your strength. Get attached to me. And the moment I got attached to Swami, I felt liberated. I found my attachment to the world decreasing, and as it decreased, I found more fulfillment, more joy, more happiness in all my relationships. See, when we feel thirsty, we need water to quench our thirst. It doesn't matter whether the water comes from a bottle, it comes from a tumbler, it comes from a glass, or it comes from a tap. What I need is water. So too in life, what I need is love. Attachment is holding on to the bottle, holding on to the tap, holding on to the tumbler and telling I need water only from this. Otherwise it is not water. This is what happens when we are so attached to somebody. We miss out on the love, affection, care and everything that so many others around us are showering on us. We become blind to it because we are attached. We want it only in that bottle. We will realize that God's love is the water that comes to me through the bottle, through the tap, through the tumbler, through everything. It is that same water, God's love. If you have to water a tree, will you go and water the leaves, the flowers, the fruits, the branches, the twigs, everything, or will you just pour water at the roots? In an interview to Dr. John Hislop, Swami Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba says that all relationships in life are like the flowers, the fruits, the twigs, the branches, everything. You need not water them with your love. Just water the root. The root is God. If there we pour sufficient love, all other relationships will be nourished and they will all remain fine, healthy and wonderful. On that note, thank you. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you.